What's up, family? It's your local OG Juggalo here. Uh, the radio show tonight was pretty interesting, to say the least. And yes, suck my balls. I did I did watch the interview radio show. And if you didn't, I'm sure to pop up on YouTube. Most of the time it does, but a lot of times it's don't pop up through the archives of the psychopathic radio site. They really need to keep all their videos up to date, so juggalos could go watch it if they're not able to catch it live. So yeah, that kind of grinds my gears. They're psychopathic, but whatever. Nevertheless, no big deal. Just gotta waste some time, free time for Thursday, you know. But moving along within the whole radio show or whatever, for like the first 20, 30 minutes, they was talking about WrestleMania, so whatever. But then eventually they just started getting into everything, the gathering, the march, etc., etc. And excuse me. Violent J said it a few times. Like he kept on talking about a concert or whatever at the march. So it seems like they might have something in play, but they probably don't want to say nothing about it until it's 100% locked down. Because then everybody be boo hoo, boo hoo. It is what it is. Also, and another thing, Tech could possibly be at this year's gathering, from what I understand. I guess Violent J and Tech had hashed some shit over, which I'll get into. And yeah, suck my balls. I was writing these notes or whatever, and I got a few notifications. And while it was fresh in my head, I was writing these notes. So then I went and checked your comment on my last video, and yeah, it's pretty much the same shit, dude. Of course Chuck's gonna flip it around though, bro, and he's gonna try to paint the picture of ICP was in the wrong and they apologize, but they really didn't. The few things Violent J did apologize about was he said he regretted the interview, and one of the only reasons why, was people now tend to associate Tech Nine getting his image from psychopathic. And he said, we had nothing, we didn't come up with Tech Nine's name, which, I already knew this, of course. That wasn't my issue with the whole Tech Nine thing. His fan base, his main fan base is Juggalos. And that's what Violent J even goes over again. The same thing he was talking about. And I didn't even write this down on my notes, but I'm glad I thought about this. And he goes over that how there was no mass turning around. Told y'all, motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers want to sit there and lie and shit, say, oh, Violent J said this or that or another. New Zealand Juggalo. Nothing against you, bro. But at the same time, you did say, oh, I thought Violent J said this, that, or another. No, he didn't. He even said it in his interview. Or the radio show tonight. There was no mass turning. And I said it. And you pretty much downgraded me. And I come from Columbus, Ohio, dude. That's what kind of irritated me, too. Much clown love, bygones be bygones, but bam, told you. So Violent J pretty much called him out on that. But Violent J wants to be in good accounts, but he's just blunt too at the same time. He's kind of like me. Now Tech Nine probably might get pissed and fucking turn around. And also, Violent J said that he had wrote a verse that he was going to originally do with Stevie Stone that day, and he had heard the interview because Chris Calico was like, hey, check this out, and he was all salty and shit. He threw a hissy fit. Let's be honest, and he pretty much freestyled that. I called that shit too. Called it. I said I did. Did I not say it sounded like he's freestyling it? Like it just all come off his head because the way he sat there and said, "I don't need nothing," and it was a slight pause. And you could tell it just ran through his head like, "Oh shit, I do need money and this, that, or another." Sorry guys. I still want to make money off you. I didn't mean I didn't need nothing, but that's irrelevant. It's just I called it. Yeah, and it is what it is. But yeah, so he didn't apologize to Tech in that regard. He actually established it more, more so. And he went into how him and Tech was talking, and Tech was like backpedaling from what Jay was saying. Jay was talking about how because he was talking about the gangbang line. Even see, they called that shit too. Violent J even said he don't know nothing about no, which I guess you could say he wouldn't admit it, but at the same time, I didn't know nothing about it. And Violent J's, and like Violent J said, he's a smart man. He knows what's up. So he's pretty much saying like what I was doing or what I was saying. He painted us in a negative picture. That's exactly why he said, for this year 17 or whatnot, he shouldn't have did that. Because he made us look like fucking white trash. Like, come on, maybe some of y'all are from the suburbs or something, and you don't understand this lingo, this speech. He called Juggalo's white trash, and he what he said. Oh well, they kind of put me on the spot or whatever, and they flustered me and da 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 da. How? He asked him about Juggalos. That flustered you? See, that's a little weird. But Violent J always usually tries to take the high road as much as possible, and he did even in that there. But he never straight out apologized. Said I'm sorry that I said this that or nah. He stuck with it. He said he was sorry that Juggalos got a misunderstanding that Tech Nine and his image and everything like that was made by Psychopathic. And then he said unlike Twisted and Boondocks. So I'm telling y'all, Twisted and Boondocks would be nothing. And that's 100% without Psychopathic. Because they wouldn't be twisted. They wouldn't have the face paint. Boondocks wouldn't be Boondocks. He wouldn't have the face paint. It took them a year to get Boondocks together. His face paint, his name, and his record. So they helped him write his first record. So it is what it is. but but yeah, and so yeah, that's about it, I guess. It was an interesting interview. Oh, and another thing he said he regretted, since some people don't know how English, simple English, fucking Chuck. Like I read that shit, dude. I'm glad you pointed that out to me. But another thing he said he regretted was saying Mad Child was put on by Psychopathic type deal. Like Psychopathic dragged him on tour or whatever, and that's what helped him blow up. See, he said he regretted that, but he didn't say nothing about that with Tech. It seems like he's pretty much still sticking with them guns right there. But it's just funny. But Chucka flip it around and he'll edit the video if he recorded it, and he'll make it seem like Jay said this, that, or another. Because I've caught a few people doing that. Child's Play Ninja's one of them too. He's edited a couple of videos and cut out little takes, I guess you could say, to try to fit his agenda. But I'm not going to get into all that because I don't want to, seem like I'm hating. But it's the truth. It is what it is. So, interesting interview. Tech could possibly be at the gathering. Violent J keeps on mentioning about the free concert at the March. He called out Twisted on it. That was awesome. It seems like Jay and I are on either A, on the same wavelength about a lot of things, or B, he read some of my shit. Because they do read social media things. Violent J has said this at a gathering, if I remember right. He went back before they was about to release the Shangri-La album, I believe. And he said this at a gathering. He said, while y'all think we're back not doing anything, a lot of times we're on social media. We're reading Facebook, we're watching YouTube videos, and etc. etc. So, it is what it is. I ain't saying be no kiss ass, but they do pay attention to you juggalos, because Violent J's got much love for juggalos, man. And that's another thing I picked up from that interview. Much love for juggalos Violent J has. And that's where I'm gonna leave off at. Much kind of love, motherfuckers. If you find an interview, watch that shit because it's awesome. He straight puts Twisted on blast. Much kind of love.